Well. It looks like we got a mystery on our hands. The case of sunny day flooding. Sunny day flooding occurs when about 1 to 4 inches of floodwater travels through a coastal city during a high tide and not when there is any rainfall that day or any previous day. No major damage is reported, but businesses are closed down and roads and buildings become inaccessible, which really slows down, even stops the economy in some areas, which even though it's like very little rainfall, and that creates kind of a nuisance. That happen pretty much anywhere you have a coast. So the Pacific Ocean, Gulf Coast, and mid northern Atlantic areas. That's usually where you have your high tide flooding. Now, who could have done it? Suspect one, sewage overflow, which is where untreated sewage water flows into the environment instead of proper cleaning facilities. That usually happens when there's too much dirty water that needs to be filtered and there's just not enough space to put it, and so it just kind of leaks out into the oceans. Suspect two, subsidence, which is the gradual sinking of the earth as we take materials out from underground at a fast rate. That results in there kind of being that empty space, which due to gravity and pressure causes the earth to sink in order to fill up that space. So I said three, increased sea levels. With global warming, you get the glaciers melting and intensified rainfall, which can increase the size of the ocean and therefore the size of high tides. And then natural causes, which is any sort of change in prevailing winds, ocean currents, uh, strong tidal forces during the full and new moon, or it can just be in general latitude. You kind of see it happen where southern cities and areas closer to the equator have higher tides just because of, it's a lot warmer there. So there's a lot more water, a lot more humidity. And so that's kind of where you have like a suspect for higher amount of high flood water. So, what do you think could have done it? The answer? All of them. You have sewage overflow causing, water displacement, which can increase the size of a tide. Subsidence, where, if you sink the ground, it'll be easier to flood it. Natural causes. It's rare, but, all of these factors can kind of blend into one to create these unfortunate and nuisance. They've kind of been increasing their rate to the point where it'll be about 45 a year by the middle of the century. And then, of course, global warming and glacier mountain. And that's just kind of high tide flooding. It's just a consequence of a bunch of different environmental and human based factors. And that the only way to really stop it or prevent it is just to basically tackle all of the issues that we can. So, decrease in emissions, having more placement for sewage water, slowing the rate of taking stuff underground or at least having stuff to replace it. And natural causes can't really do much about that. But, it's a lot of an effort that needs to be made in order to prevent this from happening. But it's not the highest concern with, global warming effects. It is something that is taken a lot of effort to get rid of, though. There's sources. Hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah. Bye.